Welcome! This is the very first installment on the Creative Spark channel. Viewers might know me from my other channel, Yammer in the Hammer, which is about travel, adventure, fun stuff, and some useful reviews where I just yammer on in the hammer, which actually is in fact Hamilton, Ontario. My nickname is Sparky. Sometimes I just don't catch on to things too quickly. I might be a little unique, a little bit different, and sometimes off the wall, coming up with some really weird ideas. My fascination with the arts and crafts has led me to the idea of sharing DIY videos just for beginners. Everything from vinyl cutting, resin, shirt making, and drawing. Today is no different, starting with something a little unhinged, a little awesome, sculpting a skull waterfall out of, yes, cement clay, which is outdoor safe, waterproof, and DIY friendly. Going from this to this. If you want to see more, like and subscribe, and I'll keep creating just for you. I originally had this in one video, but decided at the last minute to split it into two parts. Not me, the video. Now, it took longer than I expected. So the part one will be the ingredients and mixing. Part two will be sculpting and finishing suggestions. This is not pottery clay, it is cement based and will stay workable long enough to sculpt the details, and then we'll cure into artificial rock. Soft at first and rock hard later. Great for making waterfalls and garden art. So let's get into this. This is what you're going to need to produce a workable amount of cement clay. Now, keeping in mind that the safety precautions, first you're going to need yourself a mask for mixing, some gloves for molding. We're going to require 1.5 cups of Portland cement, the backbone. Now avoid the quick set unless you like to panic sculpt. Next in line, we're going to have some sand. This is for the structure. The finer the sand, the more detail you can have. Next in line, we have a fortifier. And just as the name suggests, it actually provides a little bit of fortification and better longevity. Just replace some of the water with this here. Now we're going to need some paper pulp, or AKA toilet paper. 30 sheets shredded up, new, not used. This kind of helps hold the shape, kind of like rebar for cement clay. Next, we're going to need 6 tablespoons of white vinegar. This helps break down the toilet paper into pulp. Half a cup of drywall compound, not the DAP brand. There's something about it that's just not dapper. It doesn't work well. And this is for smoothness. And it's also another ingredient for Monster Mud. Then we have Elmer's white glue. This is for some extra molding ability and hardness. And we also have a little bit of water in case we need to mix a little bit into our mixture. And then of course we have my eyeballs. Okay, we're all set up here. Let's throw some gloves on. And in a second, we're gonna put a mask on. I'm only gonna put the mask on once we start putting the cement in, because that stuff is pretty caustic. So let's get this done. Right here, we have our shredded toilet paper. We have 6 tablespoons of white vinegar. Get this, ooh, gotta love the smell. Get this mixed in. We're gonna break down this pulp, make it pulpy. There's not much left here. Look at this, oh my goodness. Okay. Now, we're gonna throw in some Elmer's glue. Now, this is not an exact science. I want, like, 1 cup. Just throw in. That's good enough. Leaves me a little bit left over for doing some other stuff. Okay, let's mix this in a little bit here. Looks like slop to me. Ugh, what a smell. Okay. Good thing it's not malt vinegar. Okay, next, let's throw in some drywall compound. As I had mentioned before, the other ingredient to Monster Mud. Just 3 scoops will be fine. You can tell I'm really scientific about this. This is my art brain working. It's like, whatever. Okay, so that's done. Let's get this mixing in a bit more. Now, I haven't put the mask on yet because we don't have any like dust flying in the air, and honestly, I really don't like wearing a mask, only when it's really necessary. Plus, it's gonna muffle my voice. Just maybe that's not a bad idea. Muffle that voice of mine. Okay, that looks good here. That looks pretty darn good. Okay, let's do some sand now. I feel like the witch from the hilarious House of Frankenstein. I don't know if anybody remembers that, or I'm dating myself here, but remember, this is gonna be the structure. Now it's starting to get a little bit thicker now, which is good. Pretty soon we're gonna be like molding it by hand, making it like a neat little piece of stiff pancake. Okay, now I'm going to take the hat off, replace it with the mask, if I can figure out how this thing works. Oh yeah, glasses on the head, not good. Put glasses back on. Really don't need glasses either. Okay, let's do some cement now. Remember, this is the Portland cement, not quick set, otherwise we may have a problem getting it done. Because as it is, when I go to set up for the next round, I'll be putting this mixture into the fridge to make sure that doesn't set at all on me, because I gotta arrange the cameras and that kind of stuff. That'll take me a little bit to do. See, we got a little bit of dust come from here. Best the dust stay in the room for some lungs. Didn't smoke, so really don't need any issues with the lungs. Definitely not cement. Whoa, lumpy. We're getting a little thick. This is where now, instead of using water, we're going to use the fortifier. You can see how exact I am, eh? You're gonna love it. In the end, it'll all work out. Yeah. Bit more cement. No, we don't need cups in the mixture. There we go. It actually kind of reminds me in a way of when my mother used to make Christmas cake, Christmas pudding and that. It got really thick, and she had to ask for a little bit of muscle help to come in there and help her out. It's just what it's like. It's thick. Now, I don't think we really need any water today. A little bit more of this, and a little bit more of that. And of course, if I made it too loosey-goosey, which it looks like I just may have, and we just throw in some more cement. Yeah, that's a little too loose. Okay, so I'm gonna get a little more cement.
It's amazing how much water or liquid it really doesn't take to make this stuff slop. And you can actually also use, believe it or not, a bit of flour in this mixture to help thicken it up and to make it even just a little bit smoother if you want to do that. Plus it helps the stickiness. So, in my list of things I had in there, let's add in flour. Look at this, got some flour happening. That will help with the stickiness of it too, and thicken her up. So you can add one more thing on the list. They're still a little bit too thin. You could use that. And this should be pretty much it. As you can see, it's not a hard thing to mix up. You don't have to worry about, exact measurements as long as you're close. It'll all work out in the end. Yeah, see, it's still just a little bit too much moisture in it. So let's give it some more cement. Mix this in. Oh, reminds me of the days back in, also going back to kindergarten. I'm a kindergartner. See what I mean? You get a little messy. You know what? That's holding its shape pretty good. Not bad, not bad. I'm just going to give it a little bit more. So my mixture of 1.5 cups of Portland cement probably turned into maybe 2.5. But not such a big deal at all. And you don't want it too thick, so it'd be crack on you when you're trying to mold with it. You do want a bit of moisture in there. I like that. I think that is good. Okay, stage 1 complete. I will come back in a bit and then we'll start molding.
Okay, the mixing is complete, ready to mold. Join me in part 2 coming soon to a screen or phone near you. So please leave your comments, questions, or requests down below, and I'll try to get them as quick as possible. But thanks for being part of my journey. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you again very soon. Scooby-Doo-wah.